Unit number 5, fire detection and alarm systems. In this unit, we will study about the fire detection and alarm systems. Which devices are used in the organizations, in the building, types of fire detection systems and their applications, activation process of fire alarms and appropriate responses, regular testing and maintenance of fire detection and alarm systems, integration with other building systems. So you are looking in the picture that these used in the smoke detectors, ionization smoke detectors. You are looking in the picture, it is smoke detectors. Use a small amount of radioactive material to ionize the air in the sensing chamber, creating a small electric current. When smoke enters the chamber, it disrupts this current, triggering the alarm. When the smoke come near to this device, which is installed in the roof or in the wall, so when the smoke come near to the device, it triggering the alarm. Application: effective at detecting fast flaming fires, commonly used in residential areas and small commercial areas. Photoelectric smoke detectors. These are another type of detectors. It is called photoelectric. Photoelectric means uses a light source. The installation of some specific type of lights which detect fires. Smoke entering the chamber scattered the light, which is detected by the sensor, and they started the alarm. Application: better at detecting slow, smoldering fires suitable for areas. Another type of detector is heat detectors. It detected it. This type of devices detects the heat in the room, in the working area. First, we have discussed the devices which detects the smoke, and these devices detects the heat. Fixed temperature heat detectors. Principle: activates when the temperature exceeds a predetermined threshold. So in this device, you should customize the your heat temperature. These devices are controlled from the control system, and it is controlled from their software. So you should customize your temperature. If the given temperature exceeds, so it will start the alarm. Rate of rise heat detectors. Principle: activates when the temperature rises rapidly over a short period. That thing. And another detectors are called flame detectors. Infrared flame detectors. IR means infrared. Infrared flame detectors detects the infrared radiation emitted by flames. So if there are different types usage of any scientific devices, and we are using different types of devices in the room, like Wi-Fi, like Bluetooth devices and others, so it generates infrared rays, and any other equipments which are processing through the Wi-Fi system. So the radiation does not you view, but these devices can detect that infrared flames. Ultraviolet flame detectors. This you are looking in the picture. This is UV flame detectors. Detects the ultraviolet radiation produced by flames. UV and IR flame detectors. Combines UV and IR sensors to reduce false alarms and increase detection reliability. Another thing is gas detectors. Gas detects the presence of the specific gases such as carbon monoxide that are indicative of a fire. So these are the gas detectors. Activation process. Detection. The detection system senses smoke, heat or flames, or detect gas indicating a fire. Signal transmission. The detector sends a signal to the fire alarm control panel. I have already told you that these all devices are controlled from the control system. So if any they detect any fault, they detect any fire, they detect any heat, they detect any smoke, so the device send a message to the control panel and the alarm triggering started. Alarm activation. The control panel activates the alarm system, triggering audible and visual alerts to notify occupants. Notification. The system may also send an automatic notification to emergency services and building management. So these are the latest modules to be installed in the organization. Modern tools, modern flame detectors, modern gas detectors, and modern applications. Modern control panels should be established in the companies, which will be go through to the internal emergency contacts and the external also. Occupants, appropriate responses. Occupants, evacuation. Follow the predetermined evacuation routes to exit the building safely. Avoid using elevators. You know that when the fire or emergency exists in the company, so elevators and all these materials are operated from the electric. If the electric short circuits or there is any error in that elevators, so you should know, go from the elevators. You should obey the message and you should communicate the message to all occupants. They should use the emergency exits. Assist those who need help evacuating, such as individuals and disabilities persons. Assembly. You should communicate them to all employees. They should come and gather at the one single assembly point, which will be the safer point. Fire wardens. Roll call. Account for all occupants at the assembly point. Communication. Relay information to emergency services regarding the status of the evacuation and any missing persons.
Thank you.
Everyone is present.
Yes, sir.
Okay. So we were on the slide number 97. Fire wardens. Roll call and communication. We have done this one. So 98th number is emergency services. Assessment. Conduct a quick assessment upon arrival to determine the source and extent of the fire. Firefighting. Use appropriate firefighting techniques to control and extinguish the fire. Rescue operation. Conduct search and rescue operations if any occupants are reported missing. So this is the most important thing. When all the employees come out to the assembly point, so there should be some assessment to do started. Assessment of whom? The persons who are missing. This is called rescue operation. Testing. Routine testing. Perform regular tests of fire detection and alarm systems, typically on a monthly basis, to ensure all components are functioning correctly. Functional tests. Test each detector, alarm sounder, and control panel for proper operation. So you have to do test each device. So all devices should be in a proper way, in a working position, in a working condition. Simulated tests. Conduct simulated fire scenarios to test the system's response and the effectiveness of evacuation procedures. So they are saying that conduct some dummy type training session which will be helpful for for each person, each employee, to how to act and what to do in the emergency situation, and the fire warden should be aware of them. Maintenance, inspections. Conduct visual inspections to check for any signs of damage or tampering. Cleaning, clean detectors and other components to prevent dust and debris from affecting their operation. So this is also the main point. We have studied back the detectors, heat detectors and smoke detectors, and any other gas detectors also. So check them on a regularly basis. If there some cleaning wanted, so you should clean the device so it should be performed well in the emergency situation. Battery replacement. Replace batteries in smoke detectors and alarm systems regularly to ensure they are always ready to function. Also, main point, professional servicing. Schedule regularly maintenance by certified professionals to check and calibrate the systems, ensuring it meets our regulatory requirements. Building management systems, BMS. BMS means building management system. Integration. Connect fire detection systems with the building management system to provide centralized monitoring and control. Automation. Automate responses such as shutting down HVAC systems to prevent the spread of smoke and fire, and unlocking exit doors for evacuation. Emergency lighting systems. Integration. Link the fire alarm system with the emergency lighting to ensure that exit routes are illuminated during a fire, aiding safe evacuation. So this is also the main thing, that it should be installed in the buildings. In the emergency situation, the lights should be on to clearly see the exit view. Testing. Regularly test the emergency lights. Public address systems. Integrate. Use the public address system to provide clear and concise evacuation instructions during a fire emergency. Access control systems. Integration. Configure access control systems to unlock doors and batteries automatically during an alarm to facilitate evacuation. Summary. By understanding and implementing the various types of fire detection systems, ensuring proper activation and response protocols, performing regular testing and maintenance, and integrating these systems with other building safety measures, organizations can significantly enhance their overall fire safety and response capabilities. This comprehensive approach helps protect lives, property, and ensures compliance with the fire safety regulations. Unit number 6 is emergency evacuation procedures. Plan and design evacuation routes and assembly points. Conduct regular evacuation drills and exercises. Address specific needs of vulnerable individuals and implement post-evacuation procedures. Evacuation routes. Design clear paths. Ensure evacuation routes and clear obstacles and clearly marked with visible signage. Multiple routes. Provide multiple routes to avoid congestion and ensure alternative paths are available if one route is blocked by fire. So there should be multiple ways for exit. If the one route is blocked by the fire, so another route should be available. Accessibility. Design routes that are accessible to everyone, including individuals and with disabilities. This includes ramps, wide doorways, and elevators equipped with emergency power supplies. Fire doors. Use fire-rated doors that can contain the spread of fire and smoke, ensuring safe passage for occupants. Signage and lighting. Exit signs. Install illuminated exit signs. Install illuminated exit signs that are clearly visible even in low visibility conditions. These should be placed at regular intervals along evacuation routes. Emergency lighting. Ensure that emergency lighting is installed and maintained to provide illuminated during power outage. Mapping and communication. Display evacuation maps prominently throughout the building, showing primary and secondary routes and the locations of fire safety equipment. So it is also important. So the organization should display evacuation maps on the wall. So it will be very helpful. Communication. Use public address safety alarm systems and other communication tools to guide occupants during an evacuation. Assembly points. Location and design. Location and design. Safe distance. Choose assembly point located at a safe distance from the building. Choose assembly point located at a safe distance from the building, away from potential hazards like falling debris or emergency response activities. Accessibility. Ensure assembly points are accessible to all occupants, including those with disabilities. Capacity. Make sure the assembly points can accommodate the maximum number of occupants from the building. So this is also the main point. The assembly point should be a wider area where the maximum number of occupants should be isolated. Signage and communication. Clear signage. Use clear, visible signs to designate assembly points. Communication plans. Establish a communication plan to provide instructions and updates to occupants once they reach the assembly point. Regular drills and varied scenarios. Training and participation. Mandatory participation. Ensure that all occupants, including employees, contractors and visitors, participate in evacuation drills. So all the employees, that there is no any choice who should include or exclude in the meeting. So the fire excavation drills are important for top to bottom and bottom to top, all employees and stakeholders, because it is the emergency situation. Training session is most important to everyone. Provide training sessions before drills to educate occupants on the importance of evacuation procedures and their roles during emergency. Evaluation and feedback. Evaluation and feedback. Observation. Have trained observers monitored that the drills to identify any issues or areas for improvement. Debriefing. Conduct debriefing sessions after each drill to gather feedback from participants and discuss that went well and what needs improvement. Use the feedback and update and improve the evacuation plan and procedures. Identify vulnerable individuals. Identify individuals who may need assistance, who may need help during an exit situation, such as those with mobility impairments, hearing or visual impairments, elderly individuals, or pregnant women. So there are different types of employees should be working in the organization who cannot move easily, who cannot view easily, who cannot hear easily. So you have a proper and every solution for each and every person in the organization. Personalized plans. Develop personalized evacuation plans for these individuals, detailing the specific assistance they will need. Buddy system. Implement a buddy system where each vulnerable individual is assigned a colleague or trained person to assist them during an evacuation. Buddy system means the system with one person to another. Make a groups of two persons. One should be a disabled person and another employee should be a correct person. So, and make a drill that at the emergency situation, how can you assist, how can you help this disabled person so that the other guy should be aware of it. Evacuation chairs. Install evacuation chairs and other specialized equipment to help move individuals with mobility impairment safely. Communication tools. Use visual alarms, vibrating pagers, and other assistive devices to ensure the individuals with hearing impairments are alerted an emergency. Specialized training. Provide training for personnel assigned to assist vulnerable individuals, ensuring they are familiar with the use of assistive equipment and specific evacuation procedures. Inclusive drills. Include vulnerable individuals in evacuation drills to ensure that their needs are adequately addressed and to familiarize them with the procedures. So these are the main point that the vulnerable persons are also to be attend the drills. Each and every person should participate in the drills, should participate in the training workshop, and they should also be aware of their process, how to evacuate from this area. Head counts. Conduct head counts at assembly points. Conduct head points means count the persons in the assembly points, that all the occupants have reached safely in the assembly point or not. If one is missing, if one or two persons are missing, you should go and search for that persons who are missing in the building. Information sharing. Provide emergency services with accurate information about the building layout, hazards, and missing or trapped persons. Liaison officer. Liaison officer. Designate a liaison officer to communicate with emergency responders. Liaison officer is that officer who communicate with the phone to every person, to the internal communication system and the external communication also. He is also connected with the media team, with the police team. So he is the main person. Post evacuation support. First aid, shelter and supplies, communication. At the assembly point, you should give all employees to first aid, give them shelter and communication, keep instruction with each other. Post incident review. Conduct a thorough review after any evacuation or drill to evaluate the effectiveness of the evacuation procedures. Lessons learned. Document lessons learned and update the evacuation and plan accordingly to address any identified weakness or areas for improvement. Continuous improvement. Regularly review and improve the evacuation plan and procedures, incorporating feedback from the drills, actual incidents, and changes in building layout or occupancy. By carefully planning and designing evacuation routes and assembly points, conducting regular drills, addressing the needs of vulnerable individuals, and implementing comprehensive post-evacuation procedures, organizations can ensure a safe and orderly evacuation during fire emergencies, minimizing risks to life